Welcome to Sunrise Stretch. My name's Amber Langford. Thanks for joining me today. For today's class, no equipment is needed. If you'd like to roll out your yoga mat, we will be doing a few floor stretches. You can also move to a comfortable surface, just anywhere that you feel comfortable sitting down, as well as we're going to have one stretch where we'll be laying on our stomach. Let's go ahead and begin. We're going to start standing. We're going to start with our neck. So I want you to just stand. Hands are going to be right off to the side. We're going to begin by tilting our head over to the right. We're pulling that right ear down to that right shoulder, actively stretching that left side of our neck, focusing on our breathing here. We're taking nice deep inhales through our nose, and then releasing out through our mouth. One last deep breath here. On that exhale, we're just going to roll our head down. So now our chin is pulling towards our chest. We're actively pulling those shoulders down away from our ears, letting gravity pull our head down towards that chest. One more deep breath here. And exhale, rolling that head over to the left, pulling that left ear towards that left shoulder, stretching out that right side of your neck. One more deep breath here. And exhale, lifting your head back up to center. We are going to lace our fingers together in front of our body, keeping those elbows nice and straight. We're going to reach our hands up, pulling both hands up to shoulder height. From here, we're going to actively press those hands forward, reaching horizontal. I want you to also feel those shoulder blades pulling apart. Maybe you're even getting a little bit of a slight round in that upper back. Reaching those hands as far forward as we can. We're going to do 3 more deep breaths here. Pulling those hands into our chest, we're going to flip. So now our palms are going to be facing away from our body. From here, we're going to straighten out those elbows, keeping those hands at shoulder height. And then same thing, reaching those hands as far forward as we can, pulling those shoulder blades apart. You should also feel a nice stretch in those wrists, maybe in those palms of your hands as well. Two more deep breaths. Feeling those shoulder blades pull apart even more. And bringing those hands in, releasing those fingers. We're going to move to a little bit of a straddled stance next. So I want you to take one step out with each leg. Feet are going to be facing forward. We're going to begin first by bringing those hands out to our sides. We're going to lift them up to the ceiling. Once our hands are up to the ceiling, we're going to reach tall. Inhale, and then exhale, release, and bringing those hands back down to our sides. We're going to do 4 of these today. Inhale, bringing those arms up. Stretching tall. And then exhale, lowering them back down. I want you to also try to lengthen that spine as we reach up to the ceiling, trying to grow taller before relaxing and bringing them back down. Last one. Good. From here, we're going to keep our legs nice and straight, and we're going to reach those hands down those legs, reaching for the ground. You can bring your hands straight down towards the ground. You can also brace your hands anywhere on your legs, whether that's right below or above the knee. We're really focusing on getting that nice stretch all the way down the backs of our thighs. Once you've reached that end range of motion, we're just going to hold here. I want you to relax your neck, letting that head drop down. Relaxing those arms, letting them just hang. With each exhale, we're trying to relax deeper into that stretch, getting closer to the ground. Give me 3 more deep breaths here. Good. Let's add some knee pumps. So we're going to bend one knee, keeping the other one straight, and then switching sides. So we're shifting side to side, moving nice and slow, adding that little bit of a knee bend before straightening and bending that opposite leg. One more each side. Straightening both legs, we're going to add some rotation. So I want you to walk both hands over to that right side. You can have hands braced on the ground, on your shin, or even up above that knee. But we're going to add some rotation, reaching that right hand up towards the ceiling, looking up towards the ceiling, looking up over that right shoulder as well. Still trying to keep those knees straight. We're just going to hold this for 2 more deep breaths. Bringing that right arm down. We're going to switch and lift those hands over to that left side. This time we're taking that right hand, we're bracing it on the ground, on our shin, or up above that knee. And then we're going to reach up towards the ceiling with that left arm, looking up, looking over that shoulder, trying to get as much rotation as possible. One more deep breath. And exhale, bringing that left arm back down. Returning those hands towards center. And then we're going to slowly transition and lower ourselves down to our hands and our knees. Next, so I want your hips to be stacked right over those kneecaps. Your shoulders are going to be stacked right over those wrists. If you're experiencing any wrist discomfort, you can go ahead and move to a fist position on those hands, taking a little bit of pressure off of your wrist. From here, we're going to make a C shape with our spine. So we're going to begin by taking our head. We're going to look over that right shoulder, trying to look back and see that right leg. Once we've gone as far as we can, we're going to move back to that starting position. And then we're going to look over that left shoulder, trying to see that left foot. And repeat. We're moving from right to left, focusing on opening up that side body before returning to center. And repeating on that opposite side. Still taking those nice deep breaths. Inhaling through that nose. And then exhaling out through that mouth. Let's do one more to each side. Turning back to center, we're going to slowly move all the way down to the ground. We are going to be laying on our stomach, and we're going to get a little bit of back extension here. So I want you to lay flat. Both legs are going to be straight. You can have your legs a little bit spaced apart wherever. We're going to begin with our hands right underneath those shoulders. We're going to inhale to prepare. And then exhale, we're going to focus on lifting and lengthening up through that spine, keeping our hips nice and flat on the ground. We can rest right on our elbows here, lifting that chin up, looking up towards that ceiling, keeping those hips nice and flat. You should feel a nice stretch in those abdominals. If you aren't feeling much of a stretch, here you can also press all the way up through those palms and straightening those elbows. Making sure we're staying in a comfortable range where we feel a nice stretch, but we aren't experiencing any discomfort. One last deep breath here. And exhale, relaxing out of that. We're going to push back to our knees and walk those hands in. We're going to switch to our child's pose next. So I want you to take those feet, placing those heels together, widening our stance. And we have a nice V with our legs. We're going to round our back, sinking those hips down to our heels, and then walking those hands out as far as we can, dropping that chest and our forehead down to the ground, taking nice deep breaths, feeling that belly rise as we inhale and pressing into our thighs. And then trying to let that belly fall and pull away from our thighs as we exhale through our mouth. One more deep breath here. Maintaining this position, we're going to take that left hand and we're just going to reach over and stack it on top of that right arm, that right hand. And then we slowly drop that chest back down towards the ground. We're just adding a little bit of a lat stretch here, opening up that left lat. One more deep breath. Unstacking those hands, placing that left hand back where it began, and then reaching over and stacking that right hand on top. Low. One more deep breath here. And exhale, moving that right hand back to its starting position. We're going to shift up onto our hands and knees, keeping our hands out in front of our body still. We're going to begin with our left hand, and we're going to thread it right underneath that right arm, reaching horizontal. We're trying to drop that left shoulder down to the ground. You can move that right arm in a little so it's closer towards our head. So we're trying to look up over that right shoulder and as far horizontal as you can. Keeping those and exhale, lifting back up and placing that left arm flat. We're going to switch sides, threading that right arm underneath our left side, reaching horizontal and looking up over that left shoulder. Feel free to let your head relax on the ground. One last deep breath here. And exhale, lifting that chest back upright. We're going to slowly walk those hands in. And we're going to transition to a seated position next. In our seated position, we're going to have our legs out straight in front of us. We're going to begin by sitting up nice and tall. And we're going to start by taking that right leg and we're going to cross it right over that left leg. I want you to take your hands and we're going to grab right below that kneecap, and we're going to try to pull that right knee up over and as close to our chest as we can. Still sitting up nice and tall. Inhaling through your nose and then exhaling through your mouth. Two more deep breaths here. We're going to keep that left hand placed underneath our kneecap. Our right hand, we're going to reach back and we're going to rotate, looking over that right shoulder. Keeping that leg crossed. We're going to take two more deep breaths. And returning back to center, uncrossing that right leg and straightening it out. We're going to switch sides, crossing that left leg over your right, lacing those fingers right below that kneecap, and then pulling that left knee up towards your chest, sitting up nice and tall. One more deep breath. Releasing that left hand and reaching back, adding that rotation, looking over that left shoulder. One more deep breath here. And exhale, returning back to center, uncrossing those legs. We're going to bend both knees, starting with our feet and knees together and sitting up nice and tall. We're going to transition into a butterfly stretch. So keeping our feet together, we're going to let those knees fall out and off to the side. Now the soles of our feet are pressing together. Begin nice and tall and lightly pressing down on those knees, trying to get your knees as close to the ground as possible. You may need to pull those feet and your heels a little bit closer to your body in order to deepen that stretch. One more breath here. And then we're going to reach forward with those hands, trying to reach past your feet and lowering your chest down towards the ground. One last breath here. Walking those hands back up, lift chest. We're going to pull those knees up and back together. Our feet are going to be flat on the ground. And we're going to take those hands and we're going to reach back behind our body. Our fingers are pointed away from our body. And we're just going to slowly walk our hands back. We're going to open up our chest, open up those shoulders. We're only walking those hands as far back as we can, keeping it in that comfortable stretching range, not pushing into any pain or discomfort. Once we've reached back as far as we can, I want you to lift your looking towards it. Maybe lifting that chest up slightly as well, adding a little bit of a stretch. One more deep breath here. And then slowly walking those hands in, lifting that chest back upright, moving back to that position. We're going to slowly transition back to standing. Take your time, moving back up off the ground from here. But that is all of the stretching I have for you all today. Thank you so much for joining. This was Sunrise Stretch. My name is Amber. I hope you all have a great rest of your day and see you next time.